Mount Kinabalu, northeast Borneo, the second highest peak in Southeast Asia. At 4,100 meters, it towers above one of the world's oldest remaining tropical rainforests. Broken only by the occasional river, the dense foliage hides a world teeming with life of almost infinite variety. Tropical rainforests depend on a warm and wet climate. It rains a lot. The lush conditions enable plants and animals to thrive in an environment generally very poor in nutrients. It's a botanical paradise. At least 2,000 types of tree and countless herbs, shrubs, and other plant forms. Many have important medicinal value for afflictions ranging from malaria to tuberculosis. The properties of countless others remain to be discovered. The area is home to the world's biggest flower, the Rafflesia. This particular species can measure up to 1 meter across. It's a parasite, sucking nourishment from the roots of a vine. The petals mimic rotting flesh to attract pollinating carrion flies. Up in the trees, a large orangutan. The prominent cheek flanges indicate that he's a dominant male. At around 100 kilos, he's the undisputed king of the canopy. Moving into his territory, another adult male. A potential challenger? He's young and powerful. But there's a telltale difference. The lack of cheek flanges means he's not a serious threat. In fact, if he stays in the vicinity of the dominant male, he'll be tolerated, at a respectful distance, but he won't develop the characteristic flanges. The orangutan's home in the Borneo states of Sabah and Sarawak is only part of Malaysia's rainforest wealth. 1,000 kilometers to the west, Peninsular Malaysia also boasts extensive rainforest reserves.
Okay, we're going to go into the forest now. Ready? It'll take us about 20 minutes.
Naturalist Ershad Mobarak specializes in forest walks for ecotourists.
you look at the trees here, you'll see this is in fact 3 trees together in an embrace. That embrace is a deadly embrace. Now, the 2 trees on the right-hand side, we call the strangling fig, ficus, or strangling ichijiku, figs. The tree on the left is referred to as the host tree. In the beginning, you only have the host tree. The seed of the strangling fig is deposited at the top of the host tree via the droppings of the animals. It germinates, anchoring its early roots around the top, then dropping its main roots down.
When the roots of the strangler fig reach the ground, this extraordinary tree begins a relentless 3-pronged assault. Over a period of about 70 years, it'll drain the life from its victim. In the middle, it puts out encircling arms that gradually constrict the host. At ground level, the roots of the 2 trees compete for nutrients. And at the top, the fig usurps the sunlight, shading the host out completely. The understory is the home of a tiny gremlin-like primate. It's a tarsier. The tarsier's diet consists mainly of large insects. From the smallest of primates to the largest of all the forest dwellers, the Asian elephant. Smaller than the African variety, it can still weigh up to 5,000 kilos. They move through the forest eating grasses and the tender growing parts of plants. When hunting or disturbed, the tarsier employs a remarkable jumping technique. To get at their preferred food, elephants won't hesitate to push trees over. The forest floor. Seedlings, herbs, and anything else that has fallen from above. Leaves, fruit, branches, even whole trees. Nothing is wasted. A dung beetle carries off animal droppings. Fungi break down the dead wood. Everything is recycled. In the decaying litter, a confrontation. A tarantula spider and a scorpion. Both are powerful predators in their microenvironment. This time the scorpion comes away with the spoils. A furry leg of spider. It's not terminal for the tarantula. The missing leg will grow back. Also foraging at ground level is a secretive but spectacular bird. The Malaysian peacock pheasant. They roost in trees. Down here it's dangerous, and they're constantly on the alert. Despite the risks, the male displays his finery to attract females. A pig-tailed macaque is tracking an Asian two-horned rhinoceros. Once widespread in Southeast Asia, it's now rare and endangered. The smallest of the 5 species of rhino, it spends the cooler parts of the day and night feeding on mature leaves and twigs and occasional fruits, and seeking out mineral sources in the ground. In its wake, it may leave a juicy treat or two for a hungry macaque. Between the forest floor and the canopy, another form of life thrives. The opportunists, climbing plants and epiphytes. Lianas, or woody climbers, often start life on the forest floor and use trees and each other to climb to the canopy to reproduce. At the same time, they provide a convenient transport system for the canopy dwellers. Epiphytes grow on the surface of other plants. They include types of ferns, lichens, mosses, and orchids. Microepiphytes abound. They provide sustenance to animals like this pygmy squirrel. Every available space on the trunks of trees is utilized. Higher up is one of the most successful of the epiphytes, the fern. When spores land on a suitable host, they grow into a distinctive bowl-like shape. This traps moisture, falling material, and leaves of other plants. It's a reservoir of nutrients. Everything recycled to benefit the plant. At the same time, it does no harm to the host tree. At between 30 and 40 meters is the canopy, or the roof of the rainforest. It's home to most of the forest's plant and animal life. 90% of the insects and birds and 70% of the mammals live up here. In the rainforest, the canopy is where the action is. The call of the siamang is remarkable even for a gibbon. They are the largest of the lesser apes of the Malaysian forests. To get around the canopies safely, the gibbons have developed an extraordinary agility. Unlike the apes, monkeys, like these silver langurs, have tails. Good for balance. They also have strong prehensile hands and feet for grasping supporting branches. They rely more on jumping than swinging. The young, with their orange color, seem almost to be from a different species. Another animal that uses its tail in the canopy is the binturong, or bear cat, a large animal with a prehensile tail. It's mainly nocturnal, but will often move around during the day, resting when it's too hot. Moving slowly in the trees, it uses the tail for balance and to grip branches in its hunt for a diet of ripe fruits and small animals. Perhaps the gymnastics champion of the Malaysian rainforest is the white-handed gibbon. It's half the weight of the siamang. This allows it to achieve even greater acrobatic feats. The gibbon's style of locomotion is called brachiation, and it's very effective. They move faster, more quietly, and further in a day than any other forest apes or monkeys. The advent of night calls for other adaptations. The slow loris uses stealth to track its prey. The bulging eyes give it greatly enhanced night vision.
Have a look here. Remember this tree? Yeah. This is your strangler. Strangler ichijika, strangler fig. Job completed. Look in the middle there. The old horse tree is now dead. Yeah, it's dead and well gone. And look at the marvelous new tree in place. The strangler. What a successful tree. Look at that wonderful crown at the top. Magnificent tree has taken place.
When a fig or other tree fruits in the forest, it attracts hungry creatures from far and wide. It's an event that provides a feast for many of Malaysia's most spectacular species. In return, their droppings containing the indigestible seeds will assist the reproductive cycle of the trees. As long as this fascinating habitat remains intact, the hidden world of the Malaysian rainforests will continue to be one of the Earth's most valuable resources.